Oh, I wondered why it got chilly.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Gozyuger DX Goodburn. So here we are, and there it is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front there, we have the Goodburn, we have Goju Polar, we have the robot mode. On this side, we have Goju Polar and the Goodburn. On this side, we have robots and things and stuff. Up top, stuff and things. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots, things and stuff, more stuff and things. On the bottom, warning, don't eat anything in this box, that could be very bad for you. And here we have Sad Pac-Man. That's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have the Goodburn, and we'll take a look at this in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at the included Sentai ring. So this is the Goju Polar Sentai ring, which is just his helmet design, which looks quite cool. Yeah, that really nice gold paint and the silver, just a nice contrast of colors there. I think it looks really good. And of course you have your ring part, which is swappable with the larger ring part for those with the chunkier fingers, but all in all, looks quite good. And this ring does serve as the head for the robot mode, so you just open up the mouth plate there, and there is the face for the robot mode. So that's pretty cool. So without further ado, let's bring in the Tega Sword and see what we get. We get nothing. Nothing. That's what we get. And what about the Tega Jun? So you just get the transformation noise there, and that's what you get. And moving on to the main event of the evening, here we have the DX Goodburn, and this is the transformation device for Goju Polar, the sixth member of the team. And yeah, you can see it's just kind of a big fist here in this mode. Well, getting close, we can take a look onto the details. You can see so we have some nice transparent plastic right up front, some nice metallic paintwork as well. Got some more transparent parts going on here. Right here is where you will plug your ring. This right up front is a big button that will activate noises, and your speaker is right there. And I do wish that these are the robot mode legs, as you can clearly see. I do wish that the legs did something to not make them look so much like legs. They transformed in some kind of way, but oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, it doesn't hide the robot mode as well as the Tega Sword or the Tega Jun. But the underside, you have the handle here. Now the handle is actually a decent size. If I take my ring off, this ring's gonna get in the way. But you know, I can actually get my fingers through this. Granted, still a little too small for my tiny hands, even for my tiny hands, but, you know, it's a lot better than the Tega Sword. The Tega Sword handle was not happening. But underneath, right here, is where your battery compartment is. The batteries are included, so you don't have to worry about that. And this little tab right here, that is your on-off switch. So, yeah, that is pretty much it there. And for a quick comparison, here it is with the Tega Sword and the Tega Jun, just so you can see how they all scale against one another. So, there you go. So without further ado, let's get down to the noises. So again, this little tab here is your on-off switch. So when you pull this out, it tells you what it is, in case you already forgot. You can see that light that goes off in there, and when we push this button, Get some voice phrases. Push it again. One more time. And it just cycles back to the beginning. And if you hold the button down, it does nothing. So it just keeps playing the voice phrases. So you got that going on. This does not have the motion sensor. So you can bang it around. It's not going to do anything. So it does have the little motion sensor activated noises, unfortunately. So now let's get down to some engaging. So we will bring in the ring, plug it in right here, and begin the sequence. When you're ready to go, just hit the button. There you go. You've transformed into Goju Polar. You got a crowd that cheers for you and everything. There you go. But there is the ring in place. And now we can hit this button. We get that going on. We can hold it. Now if you let it charge 3 times, we'll get an attack. And explosions and explosions. So now I'm going to disengage the ring. You get a noise for that. Just to let you know that this does not have a reader. This does not have a reader. This little button right here, this is just to reset the noises, but there is no reader in this, so it doesn't matter what ring you plug into this, it will make the exact same noises. So just to demonstrate, I'll put in Goju Wolf. So there you go. So yeah, no reader unfortunately, so the noises it makes is all the noises it's going to make. So now we're going to get down to robot mode. Now what we're going to do is we're going to disengage this entire top section, and when we do that, we're going to get some standby music to play. So we disengage the top section, we're going to push this little release button right here, and we will get started. And plug in the ring. And there you go. There you have the Goodburn in its robot mode. And I quite dig this design. I think that looks really cool, honestly. I love the color combination here, and the gold just really pops against the white. I think that looks really good. Well, let's get in close here so we can take a look at that crotch. That's the noggin. There it is. Very cool. Robot mode face there. Again, you got a lot of transparent plastic going on. Again, the gold really pops. It's a nice contrast of colors there. Got some big old fists going on. And the toesies. You know, the back of the legs are hollow. You got the handle folded up there. Oh no. I think that's a pretty cool looking design. Now, as far as articulation goes, I mean, it's your typical Sentai brick. It's just, you know, arms rotate, and that is pretty much it. You know, we got 2 years of, you know, posable Sentai mechs, and then Bandai just said, and you're done. But it is what it is. I still do quite like the design of this robot, personally. So we do have some new noises to play here, and we can just push this white button on his chest. If we just give it a press. So you get Kind of like a punching noise, I guess. Rapid fire that, and if you hold it down, and you get your explosions and explosions. And if you want, you can activate those noises with this button back here as well. There's even an arrow pointing to it. But do that as well. Hold it down. So you can do that however you want. And here is Goodburn with the Tega Sword and the Tega June, just so you can see how they all look together. So, and there you go. And one last thing we can do here is we can combine the Goodburn with the Tega Sword. So let's get down to it. So first we got to do some prep work here. So we need to close up the ring here, remove the ring. We're going to rip off the arms and plug them onto the back. Remember that the arm always goes on the opposite side on the back. Flip that in and plug that into the other side. Like so, and then we're going to rip it in half. Oh! So we got that, and that is ready to go. Now for Goodburn, we're going to remove the ring. You do want to leave it open. We're going to then disengage top half of the body here. We're going to take this chest section, going to unplug this, put that off to the side. Take this section and rotate this down and take these panels here and flip them up, and that's ready to go. And now you want to take these sections and just flip them up, and then you want to detach the arms. You're going to take that and put that off to the side. Now you're going to detach this section right here and bring it up, and it will clip in right here, and you want that red and gold facing you. So you got that done. And second versus like the first, so remove that, rotate it around, clip it in right there, and there you have your new arms all ready to go. Oh, and one more thing we have to do with the legs here is right back here, there's a little head crest section that we need to remove. We need that, so put that off to the side. Now we're ready to go. So now we're going to take the Tega Sword legs and the Goodburn chest piece, and this is going to clip in right back here. And you want that white section on the bottom there. So you got that ready to go. And now you're going to take the Tega Sword top half and connect it to the Goodburn lower half. Just clip that on. You're going to take the arms, they're going to plug in to these posts here. You're going to take the polar ring and you're going to plug it up top. You're going to take the Tega Sword legs and they are going to clip in right up top here. That's some like big old cannons. Now the chest piece is going to be playing music this whole time. I have it turned off just so you can hear me explain what I'm doing here. So this chest piece is going to plug in. You do have to you really do need to plug that in first, but there we go. Plug the chest piece in. And then you have this panel here that you're going to flip back. And then this head crest is going to peg on top of that to make the new combined mode head. And now we'll play some music. So there you have your standby music. And the last thing to do is take the wolf ring and plug it into the chest. And there you go. There you have the combined mode. And that looks really cool. I dig this combination. This is like the first, this is the first real combination we've gotten, honestly, in this series. And I dig it. I personally really dig this. I think it looks quite cool. And it makes use of all the parts. Nothing is left off to the side. I mean, it's a bit, it's a little cluttered, but all in all, not too bad, though. I do dig that. But let's get in close so we can take a look at this new noggin we have. So you can see the face is done in mostly transparent plastic, and then you have the head crest, which looks like the Gozyuger symbol. I like the sides of the head are like little fists. That's a nice touch. But, all in all, I think that's a pretty cool looking combined mode there. Now, as far as the articulation goes, again, you don't have much of any. You can't actually really move the arms because these posts are in the way, so you kind of have to like disengage the arm to move them up, and you can really only move them up like one click, so that's pretty much all you're going to get out of the arms if you want any kind of, posability there. That's pretty much all you're going to get. But it looks real good just standing there. Again, I really dig how this combined mode looks, but yeah, it's a total brick. But, it is what it is. And, of course, we do have some noises here that we can play by pushing this button. You get that noise? Again, hold it down. And lots of explosions, lots of more explosions. So there you have the Goodburn, and yeah, we finally got our sixth member gear, and yeah, I like the Goodburn. I think it's quite cool. I dig the robot mode design. I think it's my favorite of the series so far, and the combined mode is also my favorite of the series so far. I think that looks really cool. So as far as I'm concerned, Goju Polar is cranking up the heat in this series. That's what I'm calling it, but there you go. Now, I picked this up from Hobby Link Japan. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. You can also check out the Gozyuger playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Gozyuger DX Goodburn, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.